Hello, welcome to Spy Money. What a day. Consolidation was what today was. It's been like that for almost 2 weeks now. I drew this box in here to kind of show where we have been staying. We actually dropped out, come back up, and we have just pretty much consolidated along these lines right here. Consolidation is not good on options. It's actually horrible for the optionee, but it's great for the optioner. So the person that is selling the options to us, they're loving it because the premiums are getting destroyed. So today we had some surprise ones, and we had good and bad today. I didn't sell anything. I ended up buying some more stuff today. Bought some puts on different things, but for the most part, I called it a pretty good day. It was a positive day. And if we go back into the 15-minute, the 15-minute chart, see, we started right here. So last night we ended up selling off like all day yesterday, and then we started coming out. I thought we were actually going to keep on going yesterday, and then we ended up creating this little bit of a pump, as some of our Discord members were calling it. So a lot of them called the pump for today. I did not. I called a sell-off. I thought it was going to come up a little bit and then just sell off right here. So they were right. I was wrong. I thought that it would continue to sell off today. But tomorrow is Red Friday, and usually it sells off every Friday. Hardly ever do we have a green day. Being the way it's been, it wouldn't shock me if we have a green day. I hope it's red, though. I want to see red. But on this one, all day today, this is a type of bear flag that we're in right now, and we still have that trend, which was coming off of, let's see if we can see it on a 1 hour. This trend is coming from back, when is that? Middle of February, end of February is where that came in. So this trend line is coming down, and it's staying consistent. We're actually coming up on it right here. And if we think of that trend as our guide of what's going to happen, then if it just kind of consolidates through here somewhere tonight, I think it'll hit that trend, and then that's when it'll sell off. It may not go there, but I think it will. So if it stays along this path here, then probably somewhere around somewhere between 10 o'clock tonight and maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, it looks like it may want to sell off there. I think that we will get a very hard sell-off, and of course I said that today too, but I think we'll at least get a hard sell-off if we do a trend, say, from right there down to here is 176 points. Now, if you think about in the middle of the night all the way till the end of the day, that's really not that far. So I think, I'm thinking that we'll actually hit that. From right here to there, we had 198. So that is not too much to say as far as I'm concerned. And it could easily do that. It could easily hit down here as far as that goes. Friday, it usually sells off pretty hard. So if we hit around through there and come all the way down to here, that's 491 points. I don't see that happening tomorrow. I would like to see the 2353 area. If we can see that, that would actually be a good little pullback. And at that point, I'll be honest, if it hit here and raged, I'd be okay with that. But I definitely would like to see a pullback to get down to this level. And that way we can go ahead and sell off some puts and stuff. I plan on selling everything I can tomorrow. If it's in the green tomorrow, it's going to be sold. So I don't want to carry too much through the weekend. And so as far as what I'm in a lot of positions right now. I'm in calls and puts, so either way I'm going to make money. I would rather see the drop so I can go ahead and get out of the puts, though. Then we'll go to gold, GC. It's doing total opposite of what it's been doing. It's actually doing what it's supposed to do, but it's total opposite of what it's been doing. It's been, when ES goes down, it's been going down. It's supposed to go up when ES goes down, but that's not the way it's been playing. But now it kind of is, and this is a bull flag. It actually dropped down. I thought with it consolidating down here across this, I thought it might drop out, but it ended up rallying. Now, if you look back at ES, ES did the same thing. You had this same incline. So with GC, actually doing the same thing, but a little harder. But I think when it gets up here, gold will end up selling off again tomorrow. So now how far it'll sell off, I don't know. It may just come down to this trend level here and then bounce out. But it's a long bull flag though. You got the same distance from here to here as you do from here to there. So in my opinion, I think that this is maybe not a bull flag, but more so of a channel. So that's kind of my opinion. It is a cup and handle. So there's your cup. Here's your handle. This could easily just take off tonight and go. I do think we're going to get one more drop out of it though. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. And then let's go to the dollar. The dollar ended up taking off today. It did pretty hard at that. So it went up, but it started selling off at the end. I think the dollar is probably, in my opinion, going to go up more. And if you look here, it takes forever to scroll on this thing. Let's see there. Okay, so if you look, I'm trying to get to it. If you look at this pattern here, it's kind of going right straight up through here. So it's just kind of zigzagging along that area. With that, I mean, that's long term. Let me back up to a 4 hour, maybe see it better. There we go. This right here is kind of going right up through there. So with that going in that kind of a trend, and then you had a little bump right here, I think this will probably come up and then start going up this way more. That's just my opinion. And that's based off of what we have been doing. And then we had this little hiccup here. So I think it's going to come up and then just start going. And I also think that for the pure fact that ES, I think it's going to have a downturn. I think it's possibly going to 1700. If it goes down there, I'll be honest with you, I'd be completely happy. That would treat my puts well. But if it goes to 1700, that's going to make this go up as well. So with the way the patterns are and everything, it kind of looks that way. We do have a type of, let me delete this one out because it broke out of there. We do have a type of bear flag here that I'm not really sold on being a bear flag, but it very well possibly could. So you've got this channel right here that it's going in, but you also have this coming straight down. This could actually be a bear flag, and it's going to come up, play a little bit, maybe tomorrow, and then sell off. So I'm not real sure on how that's going to work. I think it's probably going to try to play this trend only because of the way the market is right now. If the market is going south, this will usually go up. So that's what I say with that. Dow Jones, same as ES. It just keeps on going back and forth with it and just staying together, that is. If we go back to that 4 hour, you can see here that you had a type of bear flag going in as well. So you've got this coming, I guess there's probably more here, and then coming down to there. So that was the channel that was kind of playing in, and then it dropped out. So, and it's staying underneath that 15 as well, so I think that we're going to have a big sell-off tomorrow on it. Which would be the same as ES, no different. Crude oil. Crude oil went through the roof today. They, conflicting information. One part said that they have an agreement with different things with Russia and the Saudis and the United States. I'm not really sure the 100% the details, but supposedly there was an agreement, and then supposedly Putin said that he hasn't talked to anybody, doesn't know of any agreement. So who knows? I mean, it's you can't trust the news. But it did shoot way up, and then it started pulling back. Now it's staying over at 15, which is good. But I would have to see another day of going up before I would think that it's actually accurate information. We did have this pattern of this W, and the W means it's going up. So, very well may have been in this pattern and gone. So I'm not real sure on crude oil. The news is not real factual right now. But again, the news is not necessarily something you want to go by alone. You want to go by, the charts will usually tell the story. And with this being the W, right, like that, that tells me that it was probably time to go anyway. I'd like to see crude oil get back up to $60. I think that would actually be really good. $60 is a good medium area for it. A lot of jobs are being lost right now with crude oil being down so far because they can't produce it for the money they're spending, so they're not doing it. And we go down to VIX. VIX actually sold off all day today, which is no different than what we thought, because the ES went up. So tomorrow I think this will probably rally back up, and it's actually staying in a type of a zoned area. So if you come back into here, say about right here, and about right there. So it's staying in that area right now. With it staying in that area, it looks like it's trying to drop out, but I think this will just pull right back up in. And I'm looking for this to probably go closer to $90. That's what I would think. When it gets up that area, then I would be thinking about puts. Walmart, my saving grace. I love Walmart. Look at that big old rally it had today. Now, let's look at where I think this is going, and I'll give you good reasons for it. Let's see here. If I can get it on this screen here, yeah. The last time I traded it, I sold everything, actually sold it right here. And we had this big old pump. It was, let's see, where was it, the pump? Let me look at it. Right there. There. Right here's where the big pump come in, and I thought I need to get in that. And then it turned into an ascending triangle, come through here, and it actually pumped up here, and I did not sell. Then it came over and dropped down, and then it pumped back up here again. I sold right on through here, but it actually went to there. The next day it dropped off and then just took off like a raging bull and went to the top up here at 128.08. If we look over on this side, we can see that this level is about the same level as here. So we are actually, these two levels here, from right here and right there, went up to there. From right here, we've actually gone up, and now we're up to this level. Now tomorrow, it wouldn't shock me if we pull back some, but I think that we'll probably be up to 128 tomorrow, if not more. Walmart has got a lot of good news that has come out. For one, Vice President Mike Pence visited the distribution center, I think it was yesterday, and by him visiting there and finding out everything, and really Walmart stepping up to the plate across all the press meetings and so forth, I think that Walmart has got a lot of publicity for that. And another thing is today they come out and they were talking about at 2 o'clock today, 2:08 I think it was, they announced that Walmart was not going to buy this other place over, I forgot what country it is. It's another type of Walmart store, and they were going to buy it for $8 billion or something like that. I can't remember the numbers, but they decided not to because of everything going on. They just wanted to hold off. So if you look at this, I think that is, I didn't know that was going on, but I think that is what has been holding Walmart back, is they wanted it to go up and they kept consolidating, but they wouldn't do anything. So look at this. This is that's 220 right there. That's when it actually started pumping. So about 225 or so, when you go to a minute chart, is when this took off. That's when the news come out that they were not going to buy that place. Investors do not like it when they spend money. Hello, John. How are you doing, buddy? So investors do not like it when a company spends money. And since they decided not to spend, even though it would actually help their company, investors make it rally. Okay, so this rallied up, and I think that's going to help. And then a little bit later, some news came out on Walmart, and it was talking about how Walmart is selling out the groceries. They're selling more groceries now than they ever have. So that is going to pump it up as well. So tomorrow, I believe that is going to be the day that we sell. I plan on selling all my positions on Walmart tomorrow. I want to go in the weekend with as much cash as I can and start all over on Monday. That's kind of my plan. So I think, based on everything, that we could easily hit this mark here, which is from the close today to there is only 7%. Walmart can move 10 to 15% easy. So if that is the case, let's say we going up to this fib here. So if we went to there, we're looking at 14%. We could easily hit the 138 mark tomorrow. It really kind of depends on what kind of rally we get, what kind of push, but it could easily move that far. The last time that we had one to move is when I first got into this about a month ago or so. It actually moved 10% in one day. So with the news that's coming out, they know the earnings is getting ready to come up. So I believe that Walmart is going to continue to go up until then because everybody's wanting in it. There's no doubt in my mind that Walmart will have a good earnings. Will I play through earnings? No, I don't like to play through earnings. It's too. I mean, they can make $1 trillion and do great. And analysis would say that they were supposed to make $1,000,001,000, and because they didn't meet that $1, the stock drops. So it's all manipulation. So I'm going to get out before May the 19th for sure. If this will actually rocket tomorrow, I'll be out of all my positions tomorrow, and then I will just keep the profits. And then come Monday, if I want to get back in it, I can. But I just don't want to hold it and possibly lose on it. Do we still like TGT, Billy? Hey, Billy. Actually, let me get through a couple of these, and I'll pull up. Actually, I'll just go to it now, so I don't forget. TGT Target. I'm still in Target, and I think Target is going to do good things. Today was probably one of the first days that it's been down on me, and it seems like it's been green no matter what's going on. But I still like Target myself. I have January calls on it, so I planned on holding them for a while. But if you look at this trend line, I haven't drawn this out, but this is pretty close. That's pretty close. It got some upper spikes there, but this is almost like a descending triangle, like it might go ahead and sell off. So we really need to break this and come out of it. A descending triangle is not necessarily bearish. It typically is, but it may not be. Really kind of depends on what the market does. If the market keeps on going down like it has been, Target has not necessarily followed the market, but I don't know. It seems like the calls that I have on Target seem to keep holding value for some reason. So someone knows something's going on. So I'm going to hold mine and just keep on going with it. So, but it does have a descending triangle right now, just based all the way up there and then having this bottom down here. We'll have to see what it does tomorrow. It may just stay in this area and sell down and just stay right through here tomorrow, and then come Monday, it may go up or down at that point. This is typically a bearish pattern here. So with that being said, it's really kind of hard to say because Target's staying open through this, and they're selling groceries and so forth, but they're not Walmart. That's the only bad thing. But I think our market, I personally think our market will sell off until next Wednesday. And then Thursday, the job numbers for unemployment are going to be less than what they were this week because everybody's laid off. So it's got to get better. And because it's going to be less numbers, I think that's going to make the market rally on Thursday. So if I were you, my personal opinion, what I plan on doing is trying to get out of all my positions tomorrow that I can if I'm in green. And then next week, I'm just going to scalp a little bit and wait and see what happens on Thursday. I think it's actually going to go up on Thursday. Say, hey Roman, Mr. Hollywood, he's our actor in our Discord group. Speaking of Discord, if you're not in our Discord group, you could. There's a link down in the bottom description. We go over all this stuff all the time. We do charts all day long. We do call outs, telling what we're trading, what we're getting ready to get out of, what we're thinking about trading in the future. We actually tell the expirations, the strike prices, and everything. So everybody posts their trades in there. Have a great group. As soon as we get any kind of news on something, we start discussing it, and then we start doing our trades. So it's actually really good. If you're not a member, it behooves you to join. You make on your first trade, you probably make enough money to pay the whole month, because it's reasonable, especially for what you get out of it. On our TLT, it is starting to go up again, which is kind of what we were thinking. If the market would tank, this should keep on going. Hey, Brian. And we got all kinds of fishing stories in there, too. Brian's one of them. So, this one, I believe it's going to go up. If you look at the trend on it, and this is not a trend to really draw it on yours, but you can see that it's kind of staying within that. And this one actually broke, so we're going to take that out. That's no longer needed. But this is actually staying along that line, so it's just a gradual increase. I think that when the market starts tanking, this is going to start taking off. So with where I think this is going, lines up with where I think ES will actually turn, and I think it's next week. So we're looking. This was on Wednesday, this day here. So I think we'll be up in here on Wednesday, and that's where I'd like to see it. So at that time, then our group will decide what we're going to do as far as playing TLT. And then we've got Tesla. Oh my gosh, did you all see that today? That thing shot through the roof. It was like up almost 100 points the last time I looked. They had news that they beat their expectation of the cars that they were going to produce and get sold. So from here to there is 95 points. So it went up 95 points today just in no time. So we look in the 5-minute chart. So from here, see, from right there is 405 to there was 5 minutes. It went up 65 points, and to right here, which would be 16 hour and 30 minutes, it went up 95 points. That's a lot for one stock. I mean, Tesla's big, but that's huge. So, and we've been talking about Tesla in our recaps and stuff, and we were talking about how it was selling off. It looked like a cup and handle at the time, and so right here's your cup, there's your handle. It actually went further than what I thought. So when we were talking through here, I wasn't really sure what it was going to do, but it ended up selling off hard. I thought it would actually turn up here, but it sold off hard. Now it's coming up. This will continue to go. So I would be inclined to more longer bullish on it, I think. Depending on how it holds up tomorrow, this may just completely sell off tomorrow. So I wouldn't jump in it yet. I'd kind of wait. We have Adam had mentioned Roku. I'll hit it again. It sold off today. It's following that same pattern as Tesla, except it didn't get the big old rally today. I think that everything by Tuesday or Wednesday next week, I think the market's going to turn. I think that we're going to be over this little spell of that. If you look back at the ES, it was selling off 2 weeks before we actually had the news of the coronavirus. And because of that, I think that we will turn about 2 weeks before the coronavirus is kind of over and done with. And I mean, it's never going to be over and done with, but close to it. And next week is going to be about the second week of April. We're supposed to all go back to work the end of April. So because of that, I'll pull up Google, Billy. Because of that, I think that we are going to start ramping it back up about 2 weeks beforehand. So just using some common sense analogy there and thinking about what we can do. So you called out Google. I've got Google calls, and when I bought those, I wish I'd sold them immediately because I was up $2,200, and I thought it's going to the moon, so I held them. I should have sold them. I mean, it was 5 minutes or so. I was up $2,200. Google is staying in that a type of zone as well. I mean, look right through here. If you come through, let's see, and this is not really a zone per se. It's just letting you see an area. If you look at this, it's staying right in this area. And Google is going to take off, and I'm actually shocked that it's not right now because there are more people online right now. So you would think that Google would actually be doing better. So you can see how that is like a channel through there. I'm long on Google. I'm shocked that it's not already up. So if you want to get in calls on that at long term, like we talk about in our group, then that's what I would do. I think I've got, let's see here. I've got September's is what I've got right now. So having September's, I'm fine with it, or longer. I'd probably look for something longer. But holler at me in the Discord group, and we'll go over it and see what we can find on strikes and stuff. Of course, it's going to change tomorrow, but we can kind of look at it a little bit tonight. LK. I got in LK today. Thanks, John, for reminding me. LK sold off 83% in just one swipe. So it went from about $26 or $27. It's about $27 down to $3.74 in just seconds. So I got in LK calls today. Actually got in right here. It halted like, I don't know how many times. It was a bunch. 3, 4, 5 times that it kept on halting. I don't know if it halted coming down here. It should have. But when it started coming up, it started halting through here. And I think I got in right here on my calls. And then it took off. And right now I think I am, let's see here. Let me look here. I might be down just a little bit, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm down like 6%, but I'm okay with that. I wanted to get in it because I thought that it might take off real quick. So I went ahead and got in after the halt, and I was up on it, and then it came down, then went back up. So I've been back and forth with it. Where do I think it's going to go? Typically, whenever one sells off like that, it'll bump up. You'll have just a little pump there. It'll pull back, and it usually takes 2 or 3 days of kind of leveling out before it will take off. So I'm not real sure when, but I'm okay with it. I've got some good calls on it, and it should be good. KSS Coles, got in it today. I'm in puts on it. I think about any retail you look at is going to be bad. And if you look at Coles, I mean, it's done nothing but sell off, and then it come over, based over a little bit. I think we're going to be going down to around the 536 range here either tomorrow or maybe Monday. And if it does, I'm going to make some bucks on it. Big bucks, no whammies. Y'all remember that show back in the 80s? What was that? What was that guy's name? Charles or Chuck? No, Chuck Walmery, something like that. Chuck Walry, I think is how you say it. But he was the one. No, big bucks, no whammies. Let's see here, Billy. Hang on a second. I'll get that one. I'm going to finish these up, and then we'll finish up some others. Amazon was getting some bad news today. What was the bad news on that? I read it somewhere. I can't remember what it was, but the bad news it got, and I think that's why it's pulled back a little bit. I'd still be long on Amazon though. Amazon's just huge. It's actually doing really well. ABT started coming back up today. That's our 5-minute drug test or 5-minute corona test that they're making, and they're supposed to announce it. They might have announced it today, and that might be why it went up. But it's either today or tomorrow. I thought it was tomorrow. They're going to announce that if it works or not. So it looks like everybody is ramping up for it and getting into it now. I've got calls on that one. BA, continual sell-off. I think it's probably going to continue to do that. They're not doing well now. The cruise lines, I got in some calls here. I had the order set. I should have canceled it. I just didn't know it. But this would have been good puts. I think long-term, we might come back down and touch the 703 again, and then it's going to bounce. Supposedly it's back and forth if it's a good one or not. Wolry, that's it. Thanks, Christy. But it's been back and forth with some rumors that they're already taking pre-orders for, I think the fall or something like that. I did read some information on it that they plan on starting the cruises back up in the middle of May. I personally would not get on a cruise for a long time if I ever do again. It seems like people are getting sick on there more and more every year. I want to look at Netflix one time. I got in calls yesterday along through here. They're already up a little bit, so I think Netflix is going to be good. And then XOM, I'm in that one as well. I think most of us are. This is like a little W here, so that's actually a good little thing there. And if you look back, it's kind of a cup and handle here. You had it's not really a cup, it's more of a B. So we won't call that a cup and handle. But you have this right here, and that's always a W sign takeoff. So I'm up quite a bit on that. I'm going to hold on to that one. Long calls. Anything else? Anybody else got anyone? I'll do one or two more if y'all want. Well, I guess not. I guess I'm going to call that a night, and I'll see. We always end with ES. See where it is when we leave. ES is still trying to pump up right there. It's actually staying within this bullish channel right now. And again, I think it's going to hit this right here and then just bounce out. Tomorrow's Friday. We always sell off on Friday. that's not to say that we will 100%, but I'd say probably out of we might get one green day in 10 or 15 weeks. So I'm hoping that we just sell off again. I like for it to sell off and just keep on going. If it kept on going, that would be great. I like to see. I'd really like to see 1700. If it went down there and hit that and then just bounce and rage, that would be great. So guys, I'm going to call it a night. Again, if you're not in our Discord group, there's a link down below that you in the description. You can click on that and get joined up with us. I think you'll like it. For the most part, everybody is pretty much like a family in there. We get along great. We go ahead and do all the call outs. We discuss the trades. We do live streams during the day. Those live streams are very helpful. Do education on them. We also do when we're buying and stuff. So that's really good. But if you, thanks Billy, appreciate it. If you guys would like, there's only 3 likes on there. Let's get some more on there. We got more people in here. Hit the like button for me and let's get some subscribers. Help me get over the 100. And thanks, Brian. Yeah, I love the group. It truly is like a family. But like, share, and subscribe, and I will see my Discord members in the chat room soon. Appreciate you guys.